The Amish are one of the most cut-off and interesting religious groups in the world. They live a simple life without modern technology and follow very strict rules in their daily lives and religion. This Christian group focuses a lot on being humble and not caring too much about stuff. Their culture has stayed almost the same over time, even with outside pressures. But behind this simple and pure life, there are many rules and ways of doing things that many people find unusual or even strange. In today's video, we'll look at these practices and traditions that Amish women follow. Some of these are hardly known to the outside world, and others might make us wonder about freedom, control, and how the community sticks together. Before we start, don't forget to hit the like button on the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our videos. Without further ado, let's get started. The Amish dress code is one of the most noticeable and special things about their culture. Women wear long dresses in plain colors, usually dark shades, with no patterns or fancy decorations. This shows a very important value for the Amish community: being modest. Amish people believe that being vain or showing off is sinful and should be avoided at all costs. Also, their clothes help everyone in the community feel equal because all members, men and women, dress simply, with no clear signs of how rich or poor they are. Amish women don't wear things like jewelry, watches, or other items that might draw attention. All their clothes are handmade, usually at home, to make sure they follow the community's traditional rules. Dating also follows very different rules from what most people do. Instead of casual, relaxed dates, dating among young Amish people is watched over carefully. Dates happen at community events, like church services or celebrations. This lets the couple talk in a controlled way that follows the community's important values of respect and modesty. A curious practice is bundling, where the couple shares the same bed but without any physical contact. They both stay dressed and just talk. This tradition is meant to let the couple get to know each other better while staying morally pure. Showing affection in public is very rare, and things like kissing or hugging are avoided until marriage. The decision to get married is often made with the families, which shows how the group cares more about the community than what one person wants. Marriage, on the other hand, is seen as a holy promise and very important for keeping the Amish culture going. All members are expected to marry someone from within the community, and weddings usually happen when people are between 20 and 25 years old. This practice helps keep out outside influences that could threaten their traditional values, like using technology or behaviors the community thinks are wrong. Even though marriages aren't formally arranged, families play a big part in choosing a partner, making sure the future couple's values and beliefs match. Divorce is very rare and in many cases not allowed, because marriage is seen as a promise to God that lasts forever. After the wedding, the couple doesn't go on a typical honeymoon. Instead, they spend their first night together at the home of the groom's or bride's parents. In the following days, they visit family and friends, which makes the community bond stronger. This practice shows that Amish marriage is more about two families joining together than just two people making a promise. Also, Amish women know 3 languages: Pennsylvania Dutch, which is a German dialect, Standard German, used for religious things, and English, which they learn to talk with English people, non-Amish, for business or when they need to outside the community. Being able to speak 3 languages helps Amish women communicate well with the outside world while keeping their own culture strong. Having buttons on clothes is not allowed among the Amish because they are seen as signs of vanity. Instead, women use pins or safety pins to fasten their clothes. This choice of clothing shows the simple life of the Amish, who believe that any kind of showing off or vanity should be avoided. So Amish women's clothes don't have zippers or other modern fasteners. They are made carefully in a traditional style that avoids any way of showing social class or status, helping everyone feel equal. Community life is also a very important part of Amish life. All members are expected to take part in community events like church services, weddings, and funerals. These events are seen as a chance to make community bonds stronger. Women, especially, play a big role in these events. They help organize meals, welcome guests, and keep things friendly. Missing an event without a good reason is seen as disrespectful because everyone is responsible for helping the whole group. The role of women in the community, in many ways, shows that they are expected to submit. It's believed that women should submit to their husbands, following the Bible's words exactly. This idea of submission is taught from childhood and is seen as a way to honor God's order. While some women see this as part of their faith, Others find this submission hard and sometimes even feel controlled by it. Women's roles are usually limited to taking care of the home, raising children, and supporting their husbands. Big family decisions, like about money, are made by men, and women are expected to obey their husbands' wishes. One of the most unusual rules, and something people are very curious about in Amish life, is that they are not allowed to have their pictures taken. For the Amish, photos are seen as a form of vanity and a way to make oneself feel important. They believe taking photos goes against the Bible's rule about not making images and is a way to make individuals stand out, which goes against their belief in being humble and equal. So it's very rare to find pictures of Amish members, especially if they are planned or posed. Tourists or visitors are even advised not to take photos of community members, as this can be seen as breaking the rules of the Amish faith. When it comes to education, the Amish school system is quite limited and focuses on practical skills. Children go to community schools until they are about 14. There, they learn the basics of reading, writing, math, and religious teachings. After this age, formal schooling ends, and children start learning from their families and the community. For girls, the focus is on household chores, while boys learn farming or craft skills. This limited education is explained by the belief that too much knowledge can lead to vanity and turn people away from spiritual values. Another interesting thing is that, for the Amish, baptism only happens when people are adults, usually between 18 and 22 years old. This is because baptism is seen as a knowing and permanent promise to the Amish faith. A person is only baptized after they choose to follow the community's rules. This is seen as an act of fully giving oneself to the faith and its ways. Birth control is also an important topic in the Amish community. Birth control is not allowed because they believe children are blessings from God and should be accepted as a part of God's plan. So, Amish women have large families, and many couples have between 6 and 10 children in their lifetime. During pregnancy, they keep doing their daily chores, which include taking care of the home, making meals, and often working on the farm. Other women in the community help them recover after childbirth, but there's not much rest, and women keep working as before. Amish women cannot be religious leaders. Spiritual leadership is only for men, and women have supporting roles like teachers or caregivers. This comes from taking the Bible's words literally, which reflects the idea that women should support spiritual leaders but not have positions of authority in the church. Also, Amish children's toys, especially dolls, don't have faces. This is to avoid any kind of vanity, beauty, or individuality linked to the toys. For Amish girls, dolls are simple handmade cloth figures. Even though they don't have faces, they are very important in shaping Amish cultural identity. The risk of being shunned is one of the harshest punishments for those who break community rules. Women who disobey the rules or refuse to follow traditional roles face shunning, which means being kicked out of the community and away from their friends and family. This serves as a way to discipline and as a warning to other members about how important it is to follow the rules of the Amish faith. Amish ministers are chosen by lot in a religious ceremony where God's will is understood by picking a Bible with a special mark. This shows the belief that spiritual leadership shouldn't be decided by someone's ambition or personal desire, but by a sign of God's will. As for the wedding dress, unlike in Western cultures, it's not white, but blue or a dark color. This stands for simplicity and modesty, which are core values for the community. Also, the dress isn't just worn on the wedding day, but also on special occasions like church services throughout the woman's life. Rumspringa is a time when young Amish people between 16 and 21 years old get a chance to explore the world outside their community and try out parts of modern life. This includes wearing regular clothes, driving cars, and even going to parties. This period is seen as very important for young people to make a conscious choice to follow the Amish way of life. While some young people decide to return to the community after this time, others choose not to. Amish women also don't use cosmetics or makeup. They believe beauty should come from inner purity and devotion to God without help from artificial products. This also avoids vanity and helps women feel equal, as they all look similar. Lastly, staying away from technology is one of the strictest rules among the Amish. Using modern technologies like cell phones, TVs, or the internet is forbidden because it's seen as a threat to spiritual values and community togetherness. However, the Amish might use some technologies like basic farm machinery, as long as it doesn't go against their principles. For women, this means focusing more on hand skills, like sewing and cooking, without the help of modern gadgets. However, behind this seemingly peaceful and simple life, there are darker sides. Stories of abuse, too much control, and limited education show that not everything in Amish life is as perfect as it seems. Being cut off and keeping outside influences away makes it hard to get help and support, which can keep cycles of suffering going. Did you know these interesting facts about the Amish community? Share in the comments what surprised you the most. And if you liked today's video, please support us by hitting like and subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to check out the video that's now on your screen. I'm sure you'll find it fascinating. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.